Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Today's video is on a really interesting topic. The idea is that the survival techniques that we use when we're younger, ones that really do help us, eventually change into things that don't help us or even beyond that can harm us. And so it's very interesting to spot this kind of evolution that our survival techniques that have worked in the past eventually won't work, or even worse, will get in our way or even harm us. So it's a great topic to look at. It's one that comes up all the time in coaching sessions with people. I have two examples today to kind of give you an idea of this, and then you can think of other examples. There's a million examples of this, but these two are just ways to kind of give you a frame of reference if you don't already have an idea of what this is. So let me give you an example. So the first client, right? Client A is someone who grew up in a household with emotionally unavailable parents, or even beyond that, parents who were neglectful, right? And so what that person learned as a survival technique is to be independent and to really take care of themselves and not to rely on anyone else, right? And if you look at the core needs of this, I'm definitely of the belief that when we're born as kids, we all crave connection. We all want that emotional connection and closeness. And so to become someone who's solely relying on themselves, that would have to mean that you'd have to go through some considerable pain and let go of that natural craving of that closeness in order to pull off true independence and relying solely on yourself. So this survival technique will work great given that environment. If someone is dealing with neglectful parents or parents who are completely emotionally unavailable. But when you get older, especially if you begin to crave a certain type of relationship, both with friends or with partners, right? A closeness, a trust, a deeper emotional connection, this survival technique will click on and it'll get completely in your way. And so it's an interesting problem to spot. And all we need at the end of the day is just the awareness to spot it and then have help to unwind it, right? But to spot, oh man, this thing that brought me protection and safety and security before is now preventing me from getting these deeper connections I want in my life. And that's, of course, for someone who actually craves that sort of closeness later on in life, right? That's just one example. Let me give you another example, right? So this takes patient B, someone who grew up in a household that I'll call a narcissistic family dynamic, which means that their job was to take care of their parents' emotional needs and make the parents feel good about who they were, or to make the parents feel loved. And it's a narcissistic dynamic because it's a reversal of roles, right? Parents are supposed to take care of their kids in this way, but in lots of family systems, it's the kid's job to take care of their parents instead. So what does that do? Well, it means that the child won't get their emotional needs met. So for a different reason, right? Not because the parent is necessarily neglectful, but because the parent is consumed by getting their needs met still, and then they can't provide for their kids' needs, right? So the child, in wanting to stay connected and bonded with their parents, will definitely work as best they can to suppress their own needs and meet the needs of their parents. Now, what this does is that it creates someone sometimes who tends to be a people pleaser and wants to make the people around them happy and feel good and to make sure everything's peaceful and good, right? This, of course, will work great as a survival technique, as a survival tool, but eventually it will get in your way, especially if you want to get your own needs met, if you want to have a more fulfilling life. You cannot have a fulfilling life solely by meeting the needs of other people. You need to feel taken care of and love for yourself too. And also, if you want different types of relationships where you're not going to be the sole caretaker of someone, you're not going to take on this imbalance in a relationship where you're the one taking care of everyone, right? If you want a full, balanced, healthy relationship, then this type of survival tool will need to be evaluated and unwound. Again, you don't need to know how to do it. The important thing is to spot it, something that's in your way. But I want to just point these out because these survival tools did serve us, right? They did get us from point A to point B so that we could be okay. So we have to give them credit for doing what they've done. And we also just have to notice that they are outdated when they become outdated, and we have to begin to use different tools, different strategies moving forward and help to unwind these tools that no longer work. So hope it's an interesting topic to think about. Hope those examples made sense. And yeah, let me know what you think. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.